my little sugar buggers, welcome back to the channel for a brand new speed build. Today, you guys, we are going to be building a Craftsman style family home. So I've been dying to create like a family styled Craftsman home for quite a freaking while. I did do like a cottage Craftsman for Riley in our Seasons LP, which I really love. That's probably one of my favorite builds. I get asked literally all the time, what is the favorite build? What is the most favorite build that you have ever done? And up until probably that point, because I really am starting to actually like my builds, I will admit this build is probably one of my top faves. And the reason why it's one of my favorites is because it's probably one of the most detailed builds I've ever done, and it's probably the most complicated build I've ever done. Even though like on the surface it probably looks like every other freaking speed build here on YouTube, but for me personally, I was definitely stepping out of the box on this one, and I've got to give thanks to a particular YouTuber here on the interwebs, and her name is Kristen Marie. She's actually one of my friends. I've met her a few times and I love her builds. She taught me unintentionally how to do this little driveway thing. So you see how I took the roof and I put it at an incline, and then you just kind of play with the way that the roof overhangs to get it to blend into the actual like terrain. That's how you can create a driveway that will work with, what do you say, like, not platforms, but will work with foundations, because I didn't know how to ever build a house with, like, a faux garage using a home with a foundation up until this point. Like, until then, I would have to have the house completely flat to the ground, and although I do like that look, I will say there's something very unique about having this little incline that's a little realistic, especially because your house is propped up on this foundation. So this home in general has like 4 bedrooms, which I feel like is a really gracious size, especially if you do kind of have like a larger family. So I originally did it for like a teen, a little boy or girl, it doesn't matter. And then I have like an office space as well as the master bedroom. However, I noticed that I actually had the teen take up space in the master bedroom versus the adult. So it's kind of interesting because you're going to notice like the teen girl or boy, it doesn't matter, has the larger space. So something I also wanted to play with in this build is skylights. I saw somebody on Twitter, and I forgot who it was, unfortunately, but they posted this picture. I think I want to say it was like of their dining room or something, and they used skylights, and it was just crazy to me how much light it truly does bring in. I feel like with the new lighting system in The Sims 4, like where it actually goes into the flowing spaces, you can really tell. So speaking of light and things, if you've noticed a slight color change, I actually turned off reshade. So something I've been struggling with lately, and I couldn't make any damn sense of it, is like why everything looks so freaking off. So reshade for me personally really does kind of like change the colors, very like more like the saturation just ever so slightly, so I'm not really seeing like the true colors that I'm putting down. Obviously a lot of you guys probably don't use my Leo preset or use a different preset, or maybe don't even use reshade in general. So when you go and download it from the gallery, it's kind of like the, you know, colorblind challenge or something, where you're gonna basically see something different than what I saw. So I decided to turn it off, and I probably will for future builds, just so that you can really see the build true to color as it is. So I had a lot of fun with the slope. I already talked about that. I also decided to use a little shelf. Again, not really sure whose build I saw that introduced that little tiny shelf as almost like the garage hinge. I love it. I also only added in 3 little windows to kind of give it the illusion that it was a garage, but I decided to add in different windows, and I spreaded them across all the way, like throughout the garage. These aren't the final ones, but it actually ended up looking like a traditional garage, at least to me personally. I don't like using the one from City Living. If you guys have noticed, I'm kind of out of breath. I also just woke up, so I'm a little sleepy right now. You know, I got my pumpkin spice latte. Feeling completely basic right now, which is totally fine. I'm just missing my North Face and my Ugg boots, and it would be a vibe. But I think it was yesterday or something, I completely started a shit show, let me tell you. So yesterday, I took to Twitter, and I got my very first ever pumpkin spice latte, and I had high hopes, y'all. I really did. And then I got it right, and it felt kind of light to me. I only got like a toll, and these are like so first world problems, but you know, for all my Starbucks lovers and friends out there, this might be an interesting story. So I went and I drove off, and then I was like, you know what, like, I know I'm such a slow drinker. I don't know about you guys, but like I can literally have a coffee for like 5-6 hours, and my best friend, she'll like drink it in 15 minutes, and I always feel like I make her feel bad because she's like, girl, when are you gonna drink your coffee? And I'm like looking at her, and there's like nothing but ice in the cup, and we didn't even get home. Yeah, I love her. But it's cute because like there's some people that just scarf that ish down, no problem there, and then there's people like me that take forever in a freaking day. So anyway, I noticed that my drink was just really like, you know, bare bones. And of course you're paying like $6 for that crap. So I go and I open the lid and I'm just like so nauseous at what I see. It literally looks like caca, like somebody sharted in my cup. Like it looks like a shart spice latte. It's disgusting. And then it's like halfway freaking gone and I just bought it, right? So I posted it on Twitter. I was just like, wow, what a ripoff. Like I was kidding. People in the food industry, they make mistakes all the time. They're human. Like ish happens, you know? People are like, oh, maybe he was new or da-da-da-da-da. No, he wasn't new. I know this kid. He works there for a long time. I was more like clowning, as the kids used to call it in my day. When you clown on somebody, it's not with ill intent. You're poking fun at them. You're kidding around. It's called clowning. So I was just clowning. Like I was just totally like messing around. And but like it got hot in the comment section on Twitter. It got hot. Like it was freaking hotter than my freaking shart spice latte, let me tell you. So anyway, I don't know. Then somebody posted this picture of like, oh, I really want a pumpkin spice latte so freaking bad. And then, of course, me, being me, I like retweeted it with expectation versus reality. So I don't know if you guys are noticing in the speed build here, I'm having a little blur. I forgot to fix my settings in Sony Vegas. Like this is like one of the biggest things I see some YouTubers do. Like their Sony Vegas is so freaking blurry. I'm like, bro, like go to properties, uncheck that ish. Like if you guys have a problem with Sony Vegas and the blur, if you use Sony Vegas, hit your girl up. I'll fix that ish for you, lickety freaking split, because it's such a pain in the butt. And then the black screens of death, God, that used to happen to me all the time. So anyways, don't you love like the freaking 6 minutes that you spent with me so much, or so far? We've talked about all the things. So anyway, I did do the interior off camera, right? And the reason why I did that is because I feel pressure when I'm trying to do it on camera. And for me, like configuring out how I'm going to lay everything down, it takes a really long time, like maybe 30, 40 minutes. And this whole build, I don't even want to tell you how long it took. This whole build took me almost 3 hours. I know, right? Like, I seriously have is it called carpal or is it called carpal freaking tunnel? I don't know. In my hand. Like, my hand hurts from this freaking build. I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but like, this ish was cramping on me and I'm like grabbing her. I'm like talking to her. I feel like we're having a moment here. I'm like, bitch, you better work. Like, we got to get this video up, girl. We ain't playing. So I got a little crazy on her, but yeah, no, she's good now. She's taking a rest. Anyways, so for the garage, I was kind of like thrown off. I didn't know what to do. Like literally, you guys, I would freaking die. I would die. Like I would shave my head. No, I wouldn't do that. Okay. Close enough. Maybe like I'll shave a corner if we get cars. Like I need cars in my life. I miss the days of being able to go on Fresh Prince Creations and just downloading all the cars. Like could you imagine like in the Foremans, oh, Hawthorne gets her first car, or you know, Maddox finally gets his sloppy jalopy. Like it's kind of like those life milestone things that you need. Like imagine Pace. Oh my God, that makes me so sad. Like can you imagine being able to experience those moments with them? That would mean everything to me. Speaking of the Foremans, I'm so excited. Maddox finally got his first job, and I wasn't expecting it at all. And like spoiler alert, in case you guys haven't watched that episode, which you should, by the way, especially if you're into the Foremans and into Maddox, because his story is just starting. So in that episode, we finally got him a job, and it was something I wasn't really expecting. I thought for whatever reason, like Maddox would be into like business or something a little more like upscale, but it kind of in a weird way makes sense that he would, I'm just gonna say it. So if you haven't heard it, like just skip through the video, that he would follow in June's footsteps and become a culinary artist. Granted, I think there's like 2 different career branches. Like right now, obviously he's just like a dishwasher assistant, and June, she was a food critic, right? So kind of like already two different like career paths, right? But kind of like under the same umbrella with food. And I think that's really cool. I just didn't think it was a possibility because Maddox always seemed to me like he was kind of like an uppity an uppity sim, like, you know, like he would want to live in like a penthouse high rise, but he's doing a lot of growing up and I like it. I love Maddox so much. He's seriously so freaking cute. He kind of looks Latino to me. I don't know why, but he does. Like he doesn't really look like his siblings. He looks very different. Like he has this long, narrow, like chiseled face and these beautiful, like just huge dimples. And then Nixon, poor Nixon, he has like these little round chubby cheeks. I love it. I cannot wait to see what Finley looks like, if she's gonna inherit those cheeks, or if she's gonna look like a Foreman at all. I would cry if she didn't, but I would love her the same if, you know, if she did not have any of the Foreman traits. So definitely furnishing this bad boy was a little bit of a struggle. I mean, This home, I'm not gonna lie, it's a hogwash of inspiration. I really did need to dig deep for this, and I'm super proud. Like, I know a lot of people build the same things over and over and over again. Like, not the same things, but different variations. And I feel like, in a way, just like how we create Sims that all kind of look the same, like, you know, within our like range of creating these Sims, you know, like I create Sims that have very similar attributes and da-da-da-da. Like, I think that's just kind of like an art style. Like, I hate to say it, like, I think it's an art style, and obviously, like, that particular person that creates those Sims, they're all gonna have that same flair because it's the same person doing it. And I think it's the same with houses too. Like, you use what you're comfortable with, you know, if you can step out of your box, great. But I really do feel like in many ways this home is different. It has a very different look to it, for at least from my point of view. And I wanted to pull inspiration from a lot of different creators. I'm not gonna fret, and I think it shows. You know, Kristen Marie was one of them. I really love SIMMIE, I think that's how you say her name. Obviously, we all know I really adore Kayla's builds, even like Dolly and stuff like that. Like, I just try to like watch all these people so that I can like gain inspiration, because if it wasn't for them, y'all, I really would be still building just Kleenex boxes. Like, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like, the person I feel like I relate to the most when it comes to building is definitely Kayla. Granted, I feel like we have different like furnishing styles and stuff like that, but ever since I like built back in the day, like our styles have been pretty similar, but obviously she has her own thing, her own flair. Like, her builds are freaking amazing. Like, she like, I love her style. It's just kind of what I'm getting at. It's like the closest thing to EA created, at least in my personal opinion, and I really appreciate that. So definitely pulled a lot of inspo from the community. There's just so many amazing freaking builders out here. Like, it's crazy to me, and the fun part is watching them grow every day. So when I posted this on Twitter, I got a lot of feedback. A lot of you guys are just really excited for this build, and it just inspired me to want to upload it for you guys. So thank you for just kind of, you know, just going with the flow and being a total support system when it comes to my builds, because it has been quite a ride. So we're working on a different type of color combo for the little boy's room. Initially I envisioned a little boy, of course, not giving into like, you know, gender colors or anything quite like that, because my favorite color just so happens to be every single freaking color that's on that bed right now. I love red. I love blacks. I love black and red. I also love purple. Like, those are my favorite colors. I tell you guys all the time. And I don't know, I just wanted to play with a different color scheme for the boys, because I feel like I always go to like kind of like the sets or whatever, and I wanted to mix a few things. So I'm not sure if this bed comes with my first pet stuff or if it comes with cats and dogs. I do know that the end table that I was going to use does come with my first pet stuff, and I didn't really like want to use it just because I feel like so many people purposely try to avoid my first pet stuff, because it's kind of like one of the most floppiest packs that are ever freaking like have ever been around. So anyways, I feel like I may have used something from there, and that's kind of like inevitable, because I really liked that raccoon bookshelf so freaking much, and I feel like the rooms are all a really beautiful size. I don't know what I was doing. I think my son came home, and then I was like, you know what, let me just go downstairs and kind of put all the lights in, and then I changed the wallpaper for the upstairs as well. Now again, with the whole chimney system, it's on the opposite side of the house. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I mostly add a freaking chimney for aesthetics anyways. Like, does it really need to be right next to the freaking chimney? Probably not. I mean, this is The Sims. Like, we have kids teleporting, you know, little munchkin, you know, children on their knees because they, you know, have like the little toddler glitch or whatever. Like, it's The Sims, for God's sakes. However, I do change the chimney because it's like a 4x4 right now, and it's like a freaking torpedo. It's embarrassing. So I go and I fix it so it's kind of like flush against the side of the house, and then it's like a 2x2 or 2x1, which is more like, you know, constitutional for a freaking fireplace. I don't know. I try to like go outside the box with that, and it worked. Like, I made it look okay, but then when I was taking pictures, I'm like, dude, it literally looks like a rocket ship on the side of the house. Not a fan. Something else I've learned from watching builds, something that really infuriated me for the longest time, and I just learned to build a bridge and get the F over it. So repeating items, that is something I feel like I struggle with so much, and because I don't like to repeat the items that I use in the same space or even in the same house, like I hate using the same painting over and over and over again, I realized it's okay if you do, because guess what? It's about the space, creating the space, and obviously if you reuse something way too many times, then it's gonna come out looking stupid. But I feel like I feel like I found a happy medium with just being able to like let that go. And I feel like I was able to decorate the house much more efficiently by just not being afraid to repeat certain things, because even though we have a really large catalog, we have very limited items in each particular category that go well with each other. And that's very that's very infuriating for me. Like, I wish there was like more things, you know, or like you have the little gates for the white picket fences outside and then they're like blue. Like, why can't we just get a white on white? Like, there's just so many things that still need to be like, I feel like added to the game to be able to really like spice it up and add variety. Hence why a lot of people do have their homes are very similar to each other, because the items are so limited. What you can do with The Sims presently is so limited. So when I learned that driveway trick, I was like, ding ding ding, a game changer. Like, yes bitch, show me the illusion of some freaking incline on my builds, because girl, it was a freaking mess. Anyways, we are going downtown to the kitchen, and I decided to go ahead and use the same counters. Okay, I like to do this. I like to use the same, like if I'm using a counter for the bathroom, bish, I'm using that ish for the kitchen, bish, I'm using that ish for the upstairs. I feel like adding things, even if you use like the same items, color scheme, I feel like when you kind of like blend things from one room to another, it really helps kind of make the build feel complete. Because for the longest time, I was so fixated again like on things being different that I would have every room be like this completely different like realm. They did not go together. They look like siblings fighting. Let's just put it like that. So I like the kitchen. It's cute. It's different. I like the way that the island, so to speak, or just kind of like I don't know what the hell these are called. These are called islands, right? I like how it's kind of like connected there, just so the chairs are kind of off to the left. It's not in the way, but it's different. I like it. So I decided to switch up the upstairs bathroom a little bit by adding in a bathtub. I feel like I don't ever add just like traditional bathtubs. However, like obviously if you don't want your Sims to take a bath, I have like I think just one shower, so there's like 2 full bathrooms, I want to say. I'm so out of breath. It's crazy. And then downstairs, there's just like a half bath, or a powder room, as people like to call it. And the reason why I did that is because it would look really weird, at least for me personally, to have like this random shower just kicking it there. And I love the layout of the downstairs. Like, it's kind of crazy because the outside of the house, it's like, okay, like I see you, traditional craftsman. And then the inside, it's like, what the hell is this? It's beautiful. It's a mansion. And I noticed that's a thing. Like, that's such a freaking thing, especially like where I live. Like, the houses on the outside, they're like, cute. And then you get in and it's like, bitch, oh my God, like catfish. Because you never would have expected it. So I don't know if you guys caught it earlier, but I decided to kind of extend the skylight, which I love. Brings in a bunch of indoor lighting, and it's just beautiful. And I love the formal dining room. I also made a great use of these curtains. Not really sure if I like the way that the curtains are. And then I realized, because the lamps are right there, you can kind of see them through the skylight. I just realized that just now, so that's gonna be an issue. I think I might have to change that before I upload it. I don't know. I know for some of you guys that may not bother you, but like there's plenty of like wall sconces that you could just like, you know, put some in there. And then I tried to be trendy and like put the little put the chairs on the wall, you know, like how EA does it. You know, just like, hey, these are kicking it here if we have guests. But see, this is what I mean by repeating items. Like, even though like having the same plant in 2 places might be a little obnoxious, I like it. It kind of gives it like this yin and yang kind of essence to it. This freaking dining room is so elegant, so beautiful, so gorgeous. Like, this whole house, like I did it. I love it. And I know somebody in the comments is going to fart on my parade, okay? But I've already had a Chart latte, so it couldn't get any worse than that, let me tell you, all right? So you can crap all over my casita. That's fine. Just make sure you pick up after yourself when you hit the door. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. I think this coffee, though, I had another one because I'm so, like, determined, you know? Like, the first coffee, it was shit. The second coffee, it's got to be lit. So it is. It's actually a lot better. And I can see the obsession with the pumpkin spice latte. However, I'm going to be real with you. Come at me. But the salted caramel latte or mocha or whatever it is, that is the bee's knees. Like, hands freaking down. Or obviously, white chocolate peppermint mocha. Did you know? I know some of you do. And I know there's going to be like that couple of you that are going to be like, poof, like wig gone. That they sell white chocolate peppermint mochas all year long. Bish. Right? I know. I was a chick, and I used to call myself like a Starbucks, like, you know, connoisseur. I was a chick that did not know for a hot minute. Like, I had no freaking idea. Like, I was like, I think I came up one day and I was like, I love how we're talking about Starbucks again. Hi. I came up one day and I was like, is there anything like similar to like peppermint? Like, bish, no. Peppermint's peppermint. Like, what are you gonna get? Like, spearmint? No. They're like, oh, just letting you know, like, we sell peppermint all year long. And then my life was forever changed. I was literally never the same after that. I'm totally kidding. There's gonna be somebody who's like, wow, this girl's like really in love with her Starbucks. I mean, true, I am. And I'm sure there's like so much better coffee out there. So this little space definitely made me want to pull my hair out. I'm being real with you. I definitely wanted to. I wanted to literally just like just snatch all the baby hairs and just like throw them away, because I didn't know what to do with it. And I love this chair. I love this chair with that couch combination. What I do wish is that these couches came in more colors, like EA re-swatched them, because I don't even care what anyone says. These are like the best couches in the game. I love them. I use them all the freaking time, as we know. They're probably hands down my favorite couches because they're so like versatile that they go with any type of style. This home is definitely a mix of things, obviously, like parenthood. I always want to say Planned Parenthood, but we will refrain from using that term. What else? Parenthood, cats and dogs, like seasons. I feel like I used mostly all of those packs. I mean, I don't mean to like crap on her selection, but I feel like maybe I just don't have enough talent to make it look different. I don't know, but I feel like we just need more stuff for Build Buy for sure. But anyway, the last thing that I think I end up doing besides adding some more spruce to this kitchen is I decided to turn the laundry, or not the laundry room, I gave it away. See, I always do that. I turned the garage into a laundry room. So like there's going to be just like the basics. If you want to obviously use it as a laundry room, you can, or you can turn it into like your little own makeshift gym or whatever you want to do. You could even turn it into like another bedroom. Like that's what I love about my house, is that you can add on to it. And typically I used to always leave like a bedroom empty so that you guys could like come in and make with it what you wanted. Like maybe you had an extra kid or something, and I guess you could kind of just like delete one of the rooms, but I always like to do that. I don't know, but I don't do it anymore because I feel like for speed builds and stuff, like it's kind of boring just to leave that one room blank. And that's why I didn't do it for the garage, even though I feel like if I was to ever do that, it would make a lot of sense to do it there. So we're kind of coming up to the end of the build, and I wanted to add in a little table here, but it just doesn't look good. Like this kind of area is just so weird off of the kitchen. So I decided to reuse, that's right, we're doing a lot of recycling in this build. I decided to reuse the table, add in a little I decided to add in like a little, whatchamacallit, what is that called, girl? It's called a vase with a plant in it. And I think I took away the mirror and added in like a little picture instead. I'm really persistent. I'm trying again with that table, but it's just not working for me. So for the backyard and decorating, landscaping, all that kind of stuff, I'm still very much a newbie when it comes to that. Like I'm working on it, and hopefully at some point, like I'll get really good at that too. I hate landscaping. It just doesn't do it for me. I feel like if I'm really talking about low selection, that is absolutely the place to be barking about it, because I feel like we don't have that many like, you know, things to do landscaping in. Another thing that I really loved about using that sloped driveway though is because we have like the rock foundation and the rock Dwayne Johnson, hey daddy, the rock, oh I gotta tell you guys something. It's so sad. It's so sad. It has to do with Dwayne Johnson, well kind of. So long story short, I love the rock because we actually have like all the things for the foundation, the actual like paints and stuff. So I was able to get the side of the driveway to match like the foundation, which I thought was kind of cool because we actually had the tools to do it. Okay, so back to Dwayne Johnson. So the other day I was like scrolling through my Twitter feed, and like, you know how it has like a cluster of followers and it says this person followed you, this, you know, and then I know if this person followed me, they're gonna think, oh wow, got him. Y'all, I see Dwayne Johnson has followed you, and for a moment I don't fangirl, I don't trip out, I don't get like super excited when someone famous follows me. Never happens, never. Like I just don't, like it's just, to me it's just a person. However, your girl damn near sharded all over herself. That's the word of the day. When I saw that Dwayne Johnson had followed me, I got excited, like instantly. I was like, oh my God, no. And then I clicked it, and then no, it didn't happen. And I was sad. I was like, oh, you little, I was like swearing. I was like, oh, you little mother. I'm getting all pissed and like screaming and stuff. I was so mad. Like that's literally the sound that I made. I didn't block the person, but I was really tempted to. Like I really was. Like whoever freaking did that ish, they must know that I'm a Dwayne Johnson lover. Like, I loved that kid before I had hair under my armpits. I ain't even tripping. Like, that's just the way it is, you know? I loved him for a very long time. He is like a fine freaking wine. I don't even care if he looks like a Ninja Turtle. He is the hottest Ninja Turtle there ever was, and he can be my Michelangelo anytime. Call me. I'm just kidding. I'm serious. I'm like obsessed. More with him than anything in the entire world. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, whew, even my husband knows, so don't worry. Like, that's just something he's had to accept, you know, getting married to me. It's me, you, and Dwayne all day, every day, baby. Okay, that's just the way it is. He's my rock. You can be my pebble. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna throw it out there, okay? I'm just kidding. I know somebody's gonna be like, wow, Chad, you're such a bitch. But am I though? I am. So, all right, we're wrapping it up. This was such a fun build. I loved it. I just loved like talking to you guys with my coffee. We're narrating. We're getting crazy. The backyard's a mess. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna sit here and try to like tell you that, you know, I'm some sort of like, you know, freaking infamous landscaper and, you know, I'm a good bush cutter or whatever, because I'm not. I suck. Oh, and this little thing, this little like, you know, spotted path, Kristen, all day, every day. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's no problem with me saying, hey, girl, I took this from your video. Thank you. Like, more people should do that. They really should, because we all get inspiration from everybody. I don't care what you say. I see people. I see you. You see me. We see each other. And you know what? If you do take some inspiration from my video and you make your creations great, that's all that I can ask for. Seriously, swear to God. Like, I'm here to inspire people. That's it. And obviously, make it your own. I think that's I'm a huge believer of that. You gotta make stuff your own. Sometimes, of course, we get close to the original creation, and that's no bueno either, because you don't want to take things from people. But yeah, I mean, I'm here to inspire. So if you learned anything here today, maybe I have a slight obsession with The Rock and that was all you learned, then I did my job and that's it. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This home, I promise you, will be on the gallery right now. Gen2606. And with that said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead, comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.
Strange brew is what we're used to. Get high on life, that's me and you. Run away to the sunset. Run away with the sky left far behind. Strange brew is meant for me and you. Brew.